Cause make it mine. My house and my car.
Not me on here looking like
Mommy, I watched Peppa
a 70s
Pig.
mom.
I watched Peppa Pig.
You want to watch Peppa Pig?
Yeah, did that. Book.
What's this got to do with Peppa Pig?
No book.
You want to break it?
Mm.
Let me see.
I
Here you go.
Ooh. Peppa Pig book.
Y'all, I miss y'all. So I'm just going to talk to you guys like we're on a FaceTime today. Word conviction came to me recently. And I'm not a Bible thumper. I can't tell you really one verse from the Bible off my head. Now, many will be familiar. And I do have a relationship with God, and I have faith, I have belief, all that. And I'm not even trying to be like a Christian or a faith blogger, but this might just be my starting point, even if just for today. So I had to look up what the word conviction meant because I wasn't sure. You know, I've heard it and I pretty much knew how to use it, but I wasn't sure. And when I looked it up, it meant exactly what I thought it meant. So yeah, so conviction is like the opposite of condemnation, right? Where condemnation is like saying something is bad, whereas conviction is more like saying this is not it. And for a very long time, I've had that sense of conviction about ways that I was living my life, and in comparison to what I know about God and what life should be like as a woman of God. And so that's basically why I'm not trying to blame it, but basically why I believe I have not been able to be confident and consistent on YouTube, because I was being convicted. Winston, get that out your mouth. You silly. I was being convicted of some of my ways. And I didn't think of it in a spiritual way. I just felt more like condemning myself, feeling like I'm not confident in this, or my self-esteem is low, or I feel ashamed because this is going on behind the camera as opposed to what I want to portray on camera, which is a safe place, a happy place, a good vibe, a place to grow. But I felt like a fraud, or like I was having like imposter syndrome to try to portray that to people, to inspire people to grow, when I knew that I was sitting in something that I was having conviction about, but not trusting and following and obeying what God was trying to tell me. So here we are, about 8 to 10 years into being on YouTube, and I feel like I'm finally ready to, I wouldn't say put it all out there. I still don't think I need to be like an open book. There is still peace and privacy, but I know I got a story to tell, and I'm gonna tell it one day. But not in the way that I used to. Like, I know when I first started vlogging, really for like the first year of me being what I considered a consistent content creator back in the day, I kept some secrets from you guys, and they weren't secrets. Like, I was living like in regular life, everybody knew all about the things that I was keeping from you guys. But I just kept those things separate. And it wasn't because I was necessarily ashamed of those things, but more like I just knew that that wasn't a part of my canvas, my photo, my what I'm trying to put out there. That wasn't a part of my art. That was just something that I was doing. And as a younger person, just to say, like, from the start of my journey of not following what God was telling me to do, it really started around the time I was like in my early 20s, right? So I had to learn how to listen to the voice of God, and I had to learn what it meant to trust God. But now I'm learning how to trust God and be obedient to God through this conviction, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. But we're going to make sense of it as we go on, because I want to start to be more transparent with myself and with you guys, because at the end of the day, I've always said that my channel is about, growth and going forward and all the things that come with growing, blooming, sprouting, right? So yeah, I have to start being real with myself, and I'm gonna do that. I don't know how to do that without telling all my business, but essentially the storyline as it pertains to YouTube is that I was married and I did not disclose that to YouTube, and it was nobody's business. My channel was not about being married, but like there were times where I would make.
I was married.
You want to get married?
Would you was married?
You want to watch Mary
Yeah.
on TV?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We find him movies.
There is no movie of Mary, but I could find you a romantic movie if you want to see one. This is why you can't be talking about grown folk stuff in front of kids. But and that's another reason why I don't say these things out loud and find myself like trying to create content around these topics, because I have a child and he's involved in, some of my mess. So I just tried to keep it under wraps, and I felt like if I did like I used to, like I dropped after my first year of consistency on YouTube, like I was saying, I dropped like this huge video that I want to say got like 1 million or 100,000 views. One of those two, I don't even remember. I think I deleted it. But there was the video that I finally just spilled all my tea. Those old like the truth videos. This was my most viewed video ever. And so that was the video where I had confessed to you guys that I was married and that I had, experienced homelessness and, other things. We don't have to rehash all of that, but just to say that like there were so many things that were going on. And back then I wanted to expose it as a way to grow from it. But then I learned soon after that exposing doesn't help me grow. It's a form of seeking validation without taking accountability. And I'm the type of person, like, I'm the queen of telling somebody else that they need to take accountability. But at the end of the day, I can't blame other parties for.
Mommy,
Yes?
big.
What is this?
Big head.
This a big head?
Yep.
Okay. Go put it on your monster. I can't blame people for where I lack in taking accountability. So for situations that I have found myself in over the last decade, while there's factors that I could blame on other people or circumstances, the truth is just essentially that God told me a long time ago to walk away, mind my business, find me something to do. But instead I kept trying to like stay in this fantasy of what I wanted out of life, what I thought I wanted out of life. Yeah. And then about halfway through that decade, as you guys know, if you have been following me for a while, I had a child. And, you know, however you want to feel about that, but I feel like, hold on, y'all. But yeah, y'all, so I had my son, and I allowed that and some random tarot videos to influence me to stay, you know, married. And so yeah, that was another kind of hyped time on my YouTube channel for me. I won't say the views were that crazy, not like the first one, but I was gonna document my D-word journey. But as we approached the finalization date, I found out that I was pregnant, and I canceled everything and tried to follow what I was framing as the right thing to do. But that was a fantasy, and it took me another 4 to 5 years to understand that just because you say something, it should be godly or holy or even politically correct.
Mommy, I want to be good.
That's just not always the case. That's just not always the case. And I had to get real with myself about some things. Essentially, I became tired. Very tired. And it got to the point where, like, I'm not a Bible thumper by any means, but I do have a relationship with God. I'm one of those people that's kind of reserved in church, so I'm not a big crying, shouting, stomping, dancing type believer. I just might get a little hot and tingly, and, you know, I might cry a little bit privately. But it has gotten to the point that I have, you know, gotten on my knees and wept like, God, I am tired. And that's where I came to the conclusion that I am being convicted convicted and called to learn to allow God to guide me, despite what I think or even understand to be the right way. Especially when it comes to things that I am making a big ball.
Oh my God.
Especially when it comes to things that I've always wanted, like acceptance, love, investment, you know, commitment, all that. So, yeah, all that to say, you guys haven't noticed, if you've been following me, maybe we'll have some new followers. That's my goal, so I should stop saying if you guys have been following me, because I'm looking for some new people too. But I'm separated, and I've been separated since earlier this year, February to be exact. And I think I'm ready to continue that separation process. And I'm ready to find myself. And finding myself looks like being consistent on YouTube and being, in the space to be able to manifest some tangible, measurable fruit from my content creation. Growth also looks like me seeing the other side of me beyond what I was so afraid to let go of. And I'm ready to grow my hair back, get my style together, help my son, develop. He's in speech therapy currently. I want to get him socialized and in some other activities, and we're just gonna live our lives. And I don't have all the answers, but what I can say is that I'm not mad about anything. I'm not even necessarily sad about anything. I go through my phases of like disappointment, but after I got that understanding of what conviction is, and I really just understood that I literally can no longer deny what it is that God is telling me. There's peace in that. So I'm excited. And yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna post this. But I hope you guys would like to be down for the ride with me to witness God's goodness in our lives. And I hope that I can.
My shovel.
Your who?
Shovel.
Zappa?
No, shovel.
You're a shovel?
Yep.
I don't know where your shovel is. Go look in your toy basket. I hope that I can inspire and motivate some people to come out of their own shells and learn to answer to the Word of God, and just be open to new experiences, open to growth, because God is real and this life is crazy. But there's so many possibilities of greatness. Like, every day doesn't have to be bad. The situation doesn't have to be bad, and you don't have to continuously endure pain. Now, I have been watching this series called The Chosen, which is about the story of Christ from like top to bottom. And one thing that stuck out to me was when Jesus came to, was it Jerusalem, where everybody was like trading and selling and all that stuff. Like, he was so mad because people were using his father's space to do all the things that shouldn't have been done there, basically, right? And to me, that's like a symbolism of like that. I can relate to that, because my household, there were things that were going on in my household that like my mother would be so mad if she knew what y'all were doing here. And
Legos.
Your Legos?
Yep.
In that basket back there?
No, not here.
And God just started tearing that place up. And like, cause y'all get out of here with this shit. And that's kind of what my year has been like. I mean, I ain't been fighting nobody or nothing, but I really, really, really just had to tear some shit up to break out of a bondage that I was in. I'm not saying somebody literally had me in bondage, but I could not escape the bondage that was holding me in a place that I could not thrive. I could not breathe. I could not exist in that space that I was in. So I left. And for a long time, I even went to therapy a few times about it. Like, how do I walk away from... And another thing, trying to walk away from something that I think I'm walking away from, when in reality, that thing that I'm walking away from is wearing a mask. Let's just say that. But Jesus continuously said, like, do you think that I came here to bring peace? And while Jesus brings me peace, he brings us peace. But to the earth, to the world, Jesus came to separate peace, good from bad. This is where I need to like learn the word of the Bible and the stories and all of that. But I'm just trying to be vulnerable with you guys. I'm not a Bible thumper by any means, but that's significant to me because none of this stuff, like, I won't say none of this has been good. There have been good things that have happened for me this year. God continue, and that's another thing that I just recently learned, you know, like, when women or when God's children escape harm, he covers them and he showers them. Like, I'm good. But this has been a hard year. I'll say that. Well, 2025 was a hard year because it's a new year now. But it was hard for me to find peace in leaving a situation that I felt like was harming me. But the truth is just that Jesus did not come to bring peace. He came to separate. I want to find what I really need, what he really said in the Bible and in that show. But I'm excited. Yeah, so anyways, let me stop rambling, y'all. But hopefully I post this video. Hopefully I continue posting. Hopefully I get my look together because I'm looking all dry-faced and whatnot. But yeah, if I spark any interest and you would like to follow my journey, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more content. And give this video a thumbs up if it makes sense to you. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.